Can someone explain this to me, please? Recently, Australia Post, which is totally government owned, has been for more than 200 years, announced the loss of 900 jobs, being part of a cutback program. This is true due to the decline in letters being sent, and that's true as email has further reduced letter writing, and in many ways it's understandable. A handwritten letter is a wonderful thing and contains the handwriting of a friend or loved one, and that's a blessing, plus the effort required to put the pen to the paper and then to post it. However, a lot of mail is not so endearing and can be emailed and get to its destination anywhere in the world almost instantly. No postage and no paper and no fuel used to drive to the mailbox to post the letter. From this viewpoint, I think technology has delivered a wonderful option with email. However, there is more to the post office game than just this. The CEO of Australia Post is Ahmed Fayour, who was born in Lebanon and came to Australia in 1970. In 2009, he was made managing director and CEO of the Australia Post. His salary package was estimated to be worth $4.8 million last year. Of this, he donated about $2 million to the Islamic Museum of Australia, located in Melbourne. I have a big problem with this fellow's salary package, and so let's get some perspective here. The top 10 executives in Australia Post combined earned around $20 million last year. That's simply immoral, and clearly the CEO can afford to give away nearly half of his takings to an Islamic museum, so he doesn't need it. And surprise, surprise, it's tax deductible. The founder and director of the museum is former Macquarie Bank executive Mustafa Fayour, Ahmed Fayour's brother. Mustafa's wife, Maisa, is the chairwoman and director. The Fayour's sister, Samira El Kafir, is a head chef and manages the restaurant on site. How can the CEO of the post office earn so much, especially when the post office is bleeding money from letter delivery? No employee is worth $5 million a year, and especially not a government-owned business. The top federal public servants in Australia have salaries between $665,000 and $844,000. So how does the bloke in charge of the post office receive $4.8 million? The Prime Minister of Australia earns a modest $507,000, considering the real burdens of the office, while the CEO of the Gold Coast Council earns slightly less, and that's patently out of kilter with the PM's package. The mayor of GCCC brings in $225,000. So how on earth can the post office justify the massive pay of their CEO? Let's look further. The head of the U.S. Postal Service, with 19 times more staff and 11 times more revenue than the Australia Post, receives $550,000. In France, the head of their post office was paid $1.1 million with a staff complement of 268,000 employees. What a country full of mugs. We are to sit by and let this all happen. There's an unpleasant and some would say sinister unbalanced agenda in Australia, which in the end preys on the average citizen, we the people. We are no longer the lucky country, and we are no longer wealthy. And this particular game of the post office reveals major fractures and faults on a number of fronts in our society and culture. Who is running the country? Who's pulling the levers? And who's going to win? We the mugs need to know. If you can see any sense in this, please tell me. Australia Post gives $2 million to Muslim museums and then sacks 900 workers.